Welcome to this year's online presentation of the Barry Wood Awards for Outstanding Service. Bishop Barry Wood, Auxiliary Bishop of Durban until his death almost 4 years ago, was very much at home at the Dennis Hurley Centre. The values of Bishop Barry are also the values that we hope that our staff and volunteers live by. Therefore, since 2018, the Dennis Hurley Centre trustees have made a special award each year named after Bishop Barry to continue his association with the DHC. Each year, the award honours a staff member and a volunteer who especially exemplify these values. It's my great honour to introduce as our special guest this year, Bishop Sithembele Sipuka. He is the Catholic Bishop of Mthatha and currently President of the Southern African Catholic Bishops' Conference, which oversees the work of the Church across 29 dioceses in Botswana, Swaziland, and South Africa. In this role, he follows Archbishop Hurley himself, who was twice president of the conference. He also shares with Archbishop Hurley and with Bishop Barry a commitment to fighting for justice and for the oppressed. And he also shares with Bishop Barry and with me the middle name of Anthony or Anton. So Bishop Sipuka, it's lovely to link with you online. We were hoping to have you in person at Emmanuel Cathedral for our Holy Weekend, but still we can connect using technology. So I'd love to invite you to share a few words with us about Bishop Barry and the Church's mission to serve the poor.
Thank you very much, Raymond. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be part of this occasion of awarding awards of people who have done a good job of caring, for others. We are giving awards today in honor of Bishop Barry Wood, who understood that the way to heaven is through others, as he famously declared in his episcopal ordination speech, Umuntu Gumuntu Gabantu. This concern about others in Bishop Barry's life manifested first of all in right and respectful relationship with others, in being friendly and cordial, and so he related very well with everybody. Having been born and brought up in an apartheid South Africa, he transcended the forced divisions among people of different colors and spoke Zulu fluently. He understood and practiced that famous statement attributed to Mandela: if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. When Bishop Barry died, people of various cultures cried because they lost a friend. After 26 years of equality dispensation in South Africa, we still live with painful vestiges of racial divisions and mistrust. I pray that those receiving this Barry Wood Award today will be inspired to make a meaningful contribution to the social cohesion that we need so much in this country. Secondly, Bishop Barry was passionate about the respect of the dignity of the human person and did not favor infringement on rights and freedom of other people. While he did not support lawlessness, he believed in allowing people to determine their future and not to be dictated to and manipulated. In South Africa, we are at a critical stage where some elements in political leadership want to create an elite and untouchable group of people that can do whatever they like with impunity, and thus giving themselves the right to infringe in the rights of other people, taking away for themselves resources that are meant for the common good, and deprive the majority of the service they deserve. I pray that those receiving this award today will be sentinels of human freedom and resist those who, with empty slogans, deceptively and cunningly want to take away that hard-won human freedom. The third and the most distinguishing trait of Bishop Barry was his concern about the relationship of material inequality among people, and constantly noted and acted against it with passion. The ravaging pandemic of the coronavirus of our time has laid bare this inequality in unprecedented way. We would have to be more than blind not to see it, more than deaf not to hear the cry resulting from it, and less than human not to respond to it. Bishop Berry understood very well that the love of God cannot be separated from the love of neighbor. He understood that the criterion for entering the kingdom of God is what we have done for the least of our brothers and sisters. He understood that participation in the Eucharist must lead to the washing of the feet of our brothers and sisters. Bishop Berry understood that faith without action is dead. And because of that, Bishop Berry dealt with the reality of economic inequality. He dealt with it at two levels. At personal level, he responded to the needs of the poor in his daily life as the situations presented themselves, and did what he could. He also addressed the social, economic, and political structures that are the cause of the material inequality. I pray that those receiving the Bishop Berry Award will, in their personal lives, inspire those close to them to respond to the needs of others as the needs present themselves from their own resources and from initiatives that they themselves set up. When we are met with a need, it is an opportunity for us to serve here and now, and not to speculate and to point out those we think should be providing. Yet, as you meet the immediate need, you must also align yourselves with efforts and plans to transform the system and structures of economy that perpetuate material inequality, and work towards a system that will make sure that all are equally provided. In this way, you will be working for the ideal state of how things should be as God intended them. Because as Mahatma Gandhi famously stated, the earth has enough to provide for everyone's need and not everyone's greed. If you do your best to reach out and promote good human relationships, if you dedicate yourselves to the promotion of human dignity and freedom, if you respond to the needs of others as they present themselves, and if you join the efforts to create a more just economic system and structures, then you will have understood what Bishop Berry meant when he said, Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. And you will be deserving of the award in his honor. Congratulations, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Bishop Sipuka. Thank you for joining us from Umtata. So it's great to have members of the Dennis Hurley Center team gathered in our cafe. Let's see you all wave so we know that you can hear us. And Father Sabello, the administrator of Emmanuel Cathedral and one of our trustees, will be presenting the awards. So Father Sabello, over to you.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Good morning, everyone. We asked people who know the Dennis Hurley Center to nominate individuals who have shown some of the following values: equal respect for all, a special concern to reach out to those who might feel unwelcome or excluded, an active desire to model a way of working that brings people together, a professional approach to all that we do, a collaborative approach to working with other staff and volunteers at the Dennis Hurley Center, respect for the sensitivity of and individuals, a desire to challenge injustice, unfairness, and corruption standards of propriety. A commitment to going the extra mile, even if that means an element of personal sacrifice. We invited nominations from staff, from volunteers, and from partner organizations. These nominations were reviewed by a panel consisting of me, Reverend Delicia Tim, a fellow trustee, and the director, Raymond. In each category, an award will be given and some runners-up named.
So let's start with the Volunteer Award. These are people who work regularly at the Dennis Hurley Centre but are not paid for what they do. Winners of this so far have been various Nkosinati volunteers, Auntie Gurley and Auntie Eleanor, Wusi Dube and Reshma Singh. It's been a very strange year for volunteering. Many of our traditional older volunteers have had to stay at home to keep safe. We've lost out on the school groups, sodalities, and corporates who usually volunteer. And sometimes we've had very few hands in the kitchen, so the volunteers have had to work even harder. But we have also welcomed many new volunteers and have seen them to be transformed by the experience of working with us.
We have two runners-up in this category. First is Anivesh Singh. Many of you may not know him because his work is hidden. He runs a company called #Books and also the Durban Book Fair. It was his inspiration which prompted us to start the Street Lit project of homeless people selling books, and his contacts that helped kickstart it. He was anxious during lockdown that our booksellers would lose their source of income, and so he enabled them all to sell books online using his platform. Since restrictions were eased, he has worked with us to identify new places to sell, especially since the churches and theaters we have used in the past were not available. He is always kind, creative, and keen to help, and for that reason is a runner-up for the Volunteer Award.
Anivesh is not with us. Sorry, Anivesh is not with us this morning, so I have his certificate and will present it to him when we next see him.
Thank you, Raymond. The second runner-up is new to the Dennis Hurley Centre, but has rapidly become part of our family. She is Michaela Naika. She heard about the need for volunteers during the hard lockdown and immediately stepped up. Not only is she an experienced social worker, but she is a person of great integrity with a passion for justice. She worked with Sister Kathy to interview and place every one of the 100 sick, elderly, and disabled homeless men who were living here last year. And she has continued to volunteer, always showing a great enthusiasm and commitment to our work and our people. Thank you, Michaela. The award is the category, in fact, goes to two winners, but that is because they are husband and wife, Gita and Jayan Pillay. They have been volunteering here so long, they actually predate the Dennis Hurley Centre itself, because they were working when we were in the old Hindu Surat building. At least once a week, they come and work quietly and committedly in the kitchen, year in and year out. Not only are they not paid, but they regularly donate food. They regularly donate food items as well. The kitchen can be a chaotic place with strange people and lots going on, but these two remain patient and cheerful throughout, just getting on with the job in hand. I am delighted to announce that the winners of the 2020 Barry Wood Award for Outstanding Service by a volunteer are Gita and Jayan Pillay. Please step forward to get your certificate, some flowers, and also a voucher for some much deserved pampering at Sorbet Spa.
Stuart, if you could unmute your computer so that we can hear from Gita and Jayan.
Okay, so do you want to say something? If you want to say something, go for it. They're ready to go for you.
Thank you all. It's only a privilege to serve at this organization. We feel so welcome, and as I said, we do it from our heart and nothing else. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody. This award is very humbling, and as Jay said, we do it from the goodness of our hearts, and we really enjoy being in the company of every one of you, and we love you all. And expecting this, you lied to me. I wasn't prepared for this, honestly. But thank you all for this.
Excellent. Now the staff category. So these are people who work here in this building and are paid. The nominations are open to DHC employees, but also to people employed through our partner organizations, like Refugee Pastoral Care and Catholics, and also service providers like our cleaning company. In past years, the award has gone to Tracy Bolt, Ruth Birtwistle, Nokutula Manchio, and Nonhlanhlan Lobo. Everyone at the Dennis Hurley Centre has seen their work life affected by COVID. Some having to work at home, some working different hours, or in some cases not being able to work at all because of the health risk. Some organisations, especially government departments, took the easy way out, and under the claim of keeping their staff safe, just stopped providing services. Our team instead have worked even harder to ensure that the people we serve were protected and supported in this difficult time. That meant long hours during the 4 months that we were a residential centre and learning to adapt to new ways under the current level 3 restrictions. Everyone has worked so hard this past year, it feels as if we should give the award jointly to the whole team. Almost without exception, people have been outstanding. But there are still some who stand out even further, and those are the ones we have considered for this award. Father Sithembele.
Thank you, Raymond. We have two runners-up in this category. The outstanding service that is noticed is usually that conducted on the front line. But that work could not happen without the outstanding service that happens in the back office. And so the runners-up in this category are the two people who ensure that our administration and finance run as smoothly as they do. Harold Victor and Leanne Banks. These are areas in which so often NGOs are weak and so waste time and money because of lack of good systems. Thanks to Harold and Leanne, we have always been running a smooth machine, and 2020 really put it to the test. Leanne has worked from home and Harold quietly in his office, so we hardly see them, but that disguises the immensely important work they do. Just one example is the huge number of donations that we have had to handle, from 50 rands to 50,000 rands. Each one of them to be coded, acknowledged, and certified. Last year saw a threefold increase in the number of donors, and yet, thanks to Harold and Leanne, each donation has been tracked with care and efficiency. So congratulations, and thank you to Harold and Leanne for keeping the ship afloat in these turbulent waters. For this winner in this category, we have again cheated a bit. When the committee met, we could not decide between the two top candidates, so we decided to award both of them. The first is one of our cleaners, Thandi Mdlalose. Like the admin staff, it would be easy to forget the importance of cleaning. We only notice it on the rare occasions it does not go right. We benefit from an excellent service from Veronica's team at VM Cleaners, and none more so than Thandi. She has been really noticed by people in this building for her lovely smile, her warm personality, and her hard work. During working hours, she is never idle, but always looking for things to do and willing to help with whatever she is asked. In the video for the AGM, she says that she enjoys what she does because she knows how important it is for the Dennis Hurley Center to offer a clean environment for everyone who comes here. In recognition of her hard work and commitment to our values, the first winner of the 2020 Berrywood Award for Outstanding Service by a staff member is Thandiwe Mdlalose. Please come forward to get your certificate, 400 rands of supermarket vouchers, and a bunch of flowers.
And there you go. Thank you very much. Do you want to say something? Okay, you can speak now. And
thank you so much from everyone. Everyone, Dennis Hurley Center. I appreciate it. I'm just honored. Thank you.
Sithembele, let's move on to the next winner.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thandi shares this award with someone last year, even though he was new to the Dennis Hurley Center, was already a run-up. Though everyone worked hard during lockdown, no one worked harder than Paul Khatebe. Paul's job changed at the beginning of last year to take on the role as resident caretaker. He must have thought he would have the building all to himself. In fact, he shared it for 4 months with 100 sick, elderly, and disabled homeless men and other staff members who were living in. But he never once complained about the extra work, the antisocial hours, the difficult people, or the noise. Our gentle giant kept a smile on his face and kept other people smiling. And then after lockdown, he has coped with the different ways in which we have been serving the food and the changes in rules about the use of the building. He has shown himself not only to be kind, hardworking, but adaptable and resilient. Critical factors for an organization like ours. And so I am delighted to announce that the second winner of the 2020 Berrywood Award for Outstanding Service by a staff member is Paul Hadebe. Please, Paul, come forward to get your certificate and 400 Rand of supermarket vouchers.
Stuart, you need to unmute.
Okay, here we go. You can say something.
Okay, I'd like to thank everyone who voted for me, one who sees what we do here in the Teresa Center. I appreciate everything you've done for me. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much to Father Sithembele and Delicia for their help in working through the nominations. Thank you to all of you who nominated your fellow staff members and fellow volunteers. It's, as always, a great honor to read through the nominations and to hear what wonderful things people write about each other. It's good to know that the outstanding service that's done at the Dennis Hurley Center is noticed. It's noticed by other people who work here, it's noticed by the people who come to visit, and it's noticed by the people whom we serve, noticed and appreciated. On behalf of the trustees, I want to say thank you to all of you for being part of this, and again, a big, big congratulations to our runners-up, Anivesh, Michaela, Errol, and Leanne, and to our winners, Gita and Jayan Pillay, to Pohadebe, and to Tandi. Many congratulations to all of you, and keep up the good work. Thank you.